Okay, so if you've ever found yourself wrestling with messy spreadsheets or worse, stacks and stacks of paper surveys from the field, you know just how tough data collection can be. Well, today, we're going to demystify KoboToolbox. It's an amazing tool that completely changes the game for researchers, aid workers, really for anyone collecting data out on the ground. Let's dive right in.
I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? Whether you're a student, a professional researcher, or part of an NGO, trying to get clean, reliable data from really complex environments, it can feel like a monumental task. And so much rides on getting it right. The quality of your entire project, literally everything depends on it.
For so long, the process looked like what you see on the left there. Clipboards, pens, mountains of paper. This meant hours and hours of slow, manual data entry, which is, a perfect recipe for mistakes. Now, the KoboToolbox way, on the right, it just transforms everything. You use the smartphone, you collect the data right in an app, even when you're offline, and it syncs directly to a dashboard for instant analysis. The difference in speed and accuracy is, well, it's a total game changer.
So what is KoboToolbox really? At its heart, it's a suite of tools designed specifically for collecting data in the field with mobile devices. And here's the best part, the thing that makes it so powerful, it is completely free and open source. That means it's accessible to absolutely everyone, from tiny nonprofits to huge research institutions.
And believe me, its user base is massive. I mean, just look at this list. It is the go-to tool for humanitarian organizations, all kinds of researchers, and even governments. It's also absolutely essential for monitoring and evaluation professionals. Those are the folks responsible for tracking a project's real-world impact. It's just an incredibly versatile tool that's trusted in some of the most demanding situations you can imagine. So, you're probably wondering, how do I get started? It is so much simpler than you might think. Let's walk through our first section, getting your gear ready.
Seriously, this is all you need. On your computer, just a web browser and an internet connection. That's where you'll set up your free KoboToolbox account and design your survey. Then for your team in the field, all they need is a basic Android smartphone or a tablet with the free Kobo Collect app installed. That is it. No expensive, specialized hardware needed.
Okay, now we get to the fun part, the creative bit. In Section 2, we're building your first survey. This is where we take all of your important research questions and turn them into a sleek, digital data collection tool.
And the process itself is just wonderfully logical. First, you create a new project. Let's imagine we're making a household socioeconomic survey. Simple enough. Then, you just start adding your questions one by one. After that, and this is key, you set up some rules to make sure the data stays clean. And finally, with a single click, you deploy the form. Just like that, it's live and ready for your team in the field.
And you can capture all kinds of information. For the name of the enumerator, that's the person collecting the data, you'd use a simple text question. For someone's age, you'd use integer to make sure you only get a whole number. You can have multiple choice for things like gender, you can capture a super precise GPS location for the household, and you can even take a photo, all inside the same form.
Now this is where the magic really happens for your data quality. You can actually add intelligence to your form using something called a validation rule. For example, you can set the age question to only accept a number between 1 and 120. This makes it literally impossible for someone to accidentally type in an age of, say, 500. This one simple step prevents countless errors before they ever happen, and it can save you weeks of painful data cleaning down the line. It's all about protecting your results from the very start.
All right, our form is built, it's deployed, it's ready to go. So we're moving on to Section 3, collecting data in the field. Let's see what this looks like from the data collector's perspective.
For the field worker, the workflow is incredibly straightforward. They install the app, connect it to your server one time with a username and password, and then they download the blank survey you just created. After that, they can go out and fill as many forms as they need to. Once they get an internet connection again, maybe at the end of the day, they just hit send and all those completed surveys get uploaded.
And this right here is the tool's biggest superpower, its offline capability. Think about it. Your team could be working for days in a remote area with zero cell service, zero Wi-Fi. The app saves every single completed form securely on the device. Then when they get back to a town with a connection, all of that precious data gets synced to the server in just a few minutes. It's fantastic.
So the data's flowing in from the field. What happens next? This is the best part. Let's head into Section 4 and see the big payoff, visualizing your results.
The second the data starts arriving, KoboToolbox automatically starts generating reports and charts for you. You don't have to lift a finger. You can immediately see a breakdown of your survey population. For example, you can see the gender distribution of your respondents right away. This gives you real-time feedback on how your project is progressing.
And you can instantly see all sorts of other key metrics too, like the education levels in the community you're surveying. This lets you monitor your data as it's coming in, so you can spot trends or even identify potential problems with data collection right away. I mean, catching a mistake on day 2 instead of week 2, that can literally save your entire project.
And don't worry, your data is never trapped inside the platform. With just a few clicks, you can download all of it in a whole bunch of different formats. You can pull it into Excel for general analysis, use a CSV file to import it into a database, or even export it for specialized software like SPSS for heavy-duty statistical work or GeoJSON for mapping. We've now covered the whole process, from setup to analysis. So to wrap things up, let's go over Section 5, which covers a few essential best practices to make sure your data collection mission is a huge success.
Think of this as your mission success checklist. It really all comes down to being prepared and paying attention. Train your team really well, test your form like crazy before you go live, and please use those powerful validation rules we talked about. If you do that and you monitor your dashboard daily and use features like GPS verification, you can all but guarantee the highest quality data for your project.
So we've seen how KoboToolbox can take data collection from a slow, error-prone headache and turn it into something fast, accurate, and incredibly powerful. It really does put professional-grade tools into everyone's hands. So the only thing left to think about is this. With this kind of power at your fingertips, what important questions will you be able to answer?